The governments of the states parties to this Constitution, on behalf of their people, declare that since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the governments of the states parties to this Constitution, on behalf of their peoples, declare that since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed. That ignorance of each other's ways and lives has been a common cause throughout the history of mankind, of that suspicion and mistrust between the peoples of the world, through which their differences have all too often broken into war. That the great and terrible war which has now ended was a war made possible by the denial of the democratic principles of the dignity, equality, and mutual respect of men, and by the propagation in their place, through ignorance and prejudice, of the doctrine of the inequality of man and of races, based exclusively upon the political and economic arrangements of governments, would not be a peace which could secure the unanimous, lasting, and sincere support of the peoples of the world, and that the peace must therefore be founded, if it is not to fail, upon the intellectual and moral solidarity of mankind. For these reasons, the states parties to this Constitution, believing in full and equal opportunities of education for all, in the unrestricted pursuit of objective truth, and in the free exchange of ideas and knowledge, are agreed and determined to develop and to increase the means of communication between their peoples, and to employ these means for the purposes of mutual understanding and a truer and more perfect knowledge of each other's lives. In consequence thereof, they do hereby create the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization for the purpose of advancing through the educational and scientific and cultural relations of the peoples of the world the objectives of international peace and of the common welfare of mankind, for which the United Nations Organization was established and which its charter proclaims. I formally move the adoption of this charter of our conference. May it be carried by acclamation.